In some mobile applications, your master UX component may be quite large and therefore will take some time to load, and so you might want to display a custom wait message while the master component is loading. So you can see here the master component here, which is just a stub component, is being displayed, but when we run this, you can see that initially we have a wait message, and then when the master component has finished loading in the background, it then comes to the fore and replaces the wait message. So the way that this is done is by creating a stub component called the startup component, and this stub component basically over here has two panel cards. Basically, the first panel card contains the wait message, and the second panel card contains the master component as an embedded object. And the key thing here is that the delay render till visible property is not checked, which means that when the startup component is displayed, an immediate callback will be made to the server to start loading this embedded component. So you can see here we have some static text on our panel 1, which is our wait message. So this is where we would put the actual wait message, and then as soon as this component starts loading, it'll start loading this child component over here in panel card 2. Then in the child component we have code in the onRenderComplete, which is going to then go and set focus from panel card number 1 to panel card number 2. So if we go now to the child component and we look at the onRenderComplete, you can see here in the onRenderComplete the code that we want to execute is, first of all, get a pointer to the parent object, so this will be the startup component, and then call the panel set active method on the startup component if it exists, and set focus to panel card number 2. And then you can see here I've just wrapped all this code in a set timeout that delays this code for 2 seconds just to simulate a long-running load time for the child component. But in a real application you would not use a set timeout here. So as soon as the main component has finished loading, it'll execute this code and then set focus to panel card number 2. So the net effect of this is that your startup component initially is displaying your custom wait message, and then when the child UX component, which is your main UX component, has completed loading, then it'll give focus to itself in panel card number 2 of the startup component. Thanks very much for watching.